strength as a squad of 35 to train. A week later, 12 of that 35 joined 21 from a wider squad to prepare for last week's Japan 15 match against the Maori All Blacks in Nagoya. It wasn't a win for the Japan side despite a strong performance, leading 31-14 at one stage. They did rather capitulate second half to lose 31-38. 12 of today's squad involved in that one. Our referee for the match, it's the Australian Nick Berry, assisted by Luke Ramos and Sam Grove-White. TMO is Ian Tempest. Our foul play review officer is Andrew Jackson. Well, their last meeting was in July 2 years ago. Japan 14, Italy 42 was how it finished that day. The Nations Championship ready to get underway. Tea time in Tokyo. The 11th meeting of the two sides. Will it be points on the board for the Northern or Southern Hemisphere come the end of the 80? Naito Saito had 4 starts out of 16 top 14 appearances over the season. Test debut, of course, was against the British and Irish Lions in Edinburgh before they went on tour in 2021. It was Neil Hatley, the man in charge on the day, watches on.
Come on in, please, Blue. Watch that there. Come on in, guys.
Man earning just an 11th cap for Italy. Tommaso Di Bartolomeo, hooker gets them going, and then Varney into midfield. Not quite the connectivity we've got used to seeing between Brex and Menoncello. Just broke down.
Slight bit of mistiming there from Menoncello, just not giving enough time to the ball carrier before he stepped into that space.
Okay, boys, here's the mark.
Marginally forward. And the crowd enjoyed the first knock-on from Italy.
Keep the back foot on, keep a space before the set. Okay.
Italy's coaching staff, buoyed by the addition of Sergio Parise, working alongside Gonzalo Casada, of course, the 38 capped Puma.
Fine! Set!
Kanji Shimakawa is on that open side, nearest side of us on the scrum. He's starting 6 for Suntory Sungoliath, including in the League One semi-final loss to Kobelco Steelers, who were the eventual Japanese champions. Previous 9 caps have been at 7, including when he started Japan's last win, which was against Georgia in the autumn. Played at 6 against the Maori All Blacks last week, but clearly happy to switch for club and country as is required.
Crouch! Fine!
Let's keep an eye on this one.
Set!
In from Saito, it's gone down on this near side. Referee happy for them to play, and Cornelson will feed Saito. On the toe it goes from Riley. Oh, that's set up very nicely for Kazuma Ueda. Just too much on the kick, though. But the immediate bit of first phase ambition from the Brave Blossoms.
Absolutely. And Japan have really high standards in their scrum. You know, their last day out, they had 100% scrum success rate versus Georgia. So big high standards, even with the little changes in there. But look at this, straight in behind. 2 kicks chained up like that together. It does show their ambition to get in behind, and maybe Italy haven't been expecting too much Japanese boot on ball to get in behind them.
Yeah, famously ball-playing nation, aren't they? High tempo, keep it in hand. Lovely little pat on the head from Ben Gunter to Saito.
Keep the space, please.
Saito did play Japan's last 3 tests in November. He didn't end up being part of that Pacific Nations Cup campaign. But ball now with Italy. First chance to see them.
Fine!
Stephen Varney, of course, only came back to feature off the bench in the last Six Nations match against Wales, that disappointing defeat. after suffering an adductor injury, and he's waiting for the penalty arm to go out, which they now get. Garbisi into the middle, Brex for Menoncello, and now they're working together. Follow-up tackle from Saito was good, but Garbisi still has it, and now the chase is on. Ueda's got work to do, and he touches it down. Goal line dropout. Referee, I think, is deeming that that's sufficient penalty advantage over.
Oh yeah, he'll sweep that.
Yeah, they were patient, weren't they? Italy watching the ref, watching Japan, who held their shape really well, but eventually penalty advantage against that high standard scrum I was just talking about. And then we see the danger of that centre partnership for Italy. Lovely to see that little pop pass straight, right decision to put him right through the gap.
Lamaro from Garbisi. Varney into the middle, quick hands with that Fischetti. Oh, it's a lovely line, and this is Brex. He's only got eyes for one line. Italy are over. Nacho Brex.
See that pitch over there where they've had that scrum? Yeah. It's really dug up.
Well, they made that look too easy.
He literally broke the line there, got in behind us, already racking up the meter. So you'd wonder why Japan didn't chat amongst themselves, mark it out, look up, have him marked, because this is where the gaps are coming and straight through.
What do you want? Do you want 20 seconds?
Getting caught too narrow, this Japanese defence.
Okay.
So they're going to have to work that out quickly. Just start
you got one there, mate.
inside of 5 minutes. That's something they're going to have to chat about together and get right very quickly.
Yeah, just seemed on the defensive line, didn't it? Harry Hawkins just got caught a little tight. Allowed the space on the outside, and well, whether it's 12 to 13 or 13 to 12, it's working through that Italian midfield. Menoncello doing the work again, as we've seen so often before. And Nacho Brex was hit with his 8th try for Italy, and a conversion as Tommaso Allen cheers them on. Italy up 7-0. Taken by Pani.
Guys, there's a tackler in here. Okay, you're inside.
It's a good tackle and a good drive back of Fischetti.
3 out now. Thank you. Okay, use that, please. 9. Clear access.
Just didn't quite get the direction on that one that they might have liked, and well, then it's been knocked over the shoulder, I think, by Malik Faisal. Yeah, it is going to be a Japan line just outside the 22. There's the new man on debut, 20 years of age. Started all 5 of those under-26 nations matches. Just the 1 win, though, in that campaign. Here come Japan, round the corner. Cornelson. Gunter. Tempted rip from Lorenzo Cannone. Riley just looking to get on that outside. Edge to edge through the new man Ito. Started against the Maori All Blacks last week. He's now given a shot in the Nations Championship to be leading that back line. What a moment for the 21-year-olds. Harada. It's a solid blue wall, isn't it? Ito. Rapid delivery, isn't it?
He's rolling, guys. Ball's there.
One pump, one dummy. Then it's Matsunaga. No. Yoshitaka Yazaki. The young man got a knee injury while he was getting some experience training down with the Brumbies. Played for the reserve side, but he has made his way back to Japan now. That hanging kick, oh, who's that going to benefit?
Knock on blue, guys.
Has come back off Italy. Well, Japan not getting too much in terms of the running game, but causing a couple of problems with a couple of kicks, Anna.
And it is nice that they're looking to challenge Italy in the air here. You know, there's huge experience here on one side in Montiuani, but you do have a young, albeit very impressive, aerially Faisal in his first cap. But you know, you've got first cap for Ito here has been hugely impressive for Japan under-23s, then into Japan Select 15 for their warm-up games. And you know, with the absence of Lee Sung-sin, who is a hugely impactful out half for Japan these last couple of seasons, to have someone like Ito ready there to step up, plays at the line, but also putting that ball up and have Japan, and like this is the result of it here, an error in the air, and Japan are back in possession. So smart play from Japan, and I hope they can get something out of this as well.
Oh, just a little slip on the turf. Didn't quite work out. Well, that's another solid carry. That's Harry Hockings, and now Japan choosing to go route one. When you've got the likes of Hockings and then the skipper Warner Durns, you can certainly do that. But if Italy got in for the turnover there, they've not been rewarded. And now the pick, and the crowd noise goes up as Takeuchi goes close. Harada, penalty advantage. Saito looking, it won't be a Kabe, oh, but it will be the try. Warner Durns. Japan reply in Tokyo. What a season Warner Durns has had, 5 tries in his debut Super Rugby season. Approached to play for his native New Zealand, he said no thank you very much. He'll be heading back to play his club rugby in Japan, and he's got his 10th try for his country.
Great ambition there from Warner Durns and the organisation around him. It looked a little bit as if the Japanese players are getting a little bit overexcited and maybe isolated, picking from the base, not with too much support around them. But as soon as Warner Durns came into the shot on the screens there, he had one on his inside, one on his outside, making sure he got over the line. That's good organisation, especially in the 5 metre, and it is the response that they wanted.
11 points last week for Matsunaga. And they like the look of that one. Trying 3 conversions last week, opens his account with 7 points apiece.
From there he could see the gap, he picks it out, heading to the soft arm between the 2 Italian defenders. Not much they could do there with a towering form of Warner Durns coming at them, heading straight for the grass behind the line.
Voice of former Ireland back row, Anna Capelis, who is with us. 1 try apiece. Saito with the exit. Eddie Jones speaking about the fact that he wants our team to be the best team of the tournament, so that at the end of the tournament everybody wants to watch Japan. Also in typically political form, he's talked about Italy being the most improved team in the world. Now then, I think we're getting an early change here. Is it Faisal on debut perhaps having to make way? No, it's Pani. Lorenzo Pani, Tommaso Allen coming on to replace him. Well, there's certainly a fair amount of strapping on that left knee. Never a sight you want to see. Started 3 of those Guinness Men's Six Nations matches, Lorenzo Pani, but Tommaso Allen then onto the field. An early change, Anna.
Okay, boys, come on in.
And what a figure like Tommaso Allen to have coming onto the field for his 90th cap. You know, you've got a lot of young heads in there, you know, 2 on debut. Lot to learn, lot to prep before, you know, even next year's World Cup. So to have someone like Tommaso Allen in the squad. Yeah, Italy lucky there with that change.
Varney. Out from Lamoureux, wasn't held by Brex.
Just a knock-on advantage.
Japan, have they got a bit of width here? Are they going to send it? Riley, oh, that looked forwards, didn't it?
We're going to take it back. You're always going backwards there. We'll play the knock-on.
Under pressure.
You're always going backwards there. Yeah.
Lamoureux will appeal. But it is going to be the Japan scrum.
Guys, you're always under pressure going backwards. Play the knock-on.
And straight away from that knock-on, that Japanese attack line outside was ready to go. Shame about that last pass. They maybe just ate up a little bit too grass, but it could also be the fact that they got reset so quickly that some of them are still actually moving backwards from defensive shape and just didn't have enough blades of grass to play with to get that pass away, and it went forward. But Japan with more possession here, 73% of the possession in fact. That means that they have to make that turn into points. Last time Japan played Italy, they had about 60% of possession for that game, and they still lost 5 tries to 2. So for Japan, it's about converting that possession into points. It shows as well how confident and dangerous Italy can be with fewer possession in this fixture to score.
Ito sends them on their way. Oh, the ball's going to skip up over Tommy Allen's head.
Blue, keep coming. Keep coming.
Not found touch. Ito was well positioned. Then the little cut. We love seeing the footwork from Kipe Ishida. Low and into the contact goes Hawkins on the bench for his debut against Wales and the last test against Georgia, both in November, as he earns a 3rd cap and a 1st start. Faisal has done really well not to end up in touch there, but then does seem to be in contact with the ball and then into touch. And look at the celebration from Ben Gunter.
That's such a nice feeling, bundling a player into touch. Tough lesson for him on his debut, even though he's been outstanding all season at club level, and he gets huge, a lot of excitement to see Faisal in this level, at international level. He gets huge height on his jumps into the air. Means there's more time to get the timing right when he hits the ground to get him into touch, which Japan did excellently.
They're quite the pink rocket shoes as well, aren't they? Ishida with the carry. Saito. Ito. Oh, lost his feet, but still got it away cleanly. A little bit flat-footed, though, as it came down the Japanese back line. Riley had to resume the forward momentum. Cornelson says send it the other way. Takeuchi's waiting for it, accompanied by Derns and Hawkins. Saito. Don't know whether it was meant for Shimakawa, but Cornelson was there. Ito again, missed pass, but it was well read, and Japan under pressure as Ioane and Brex come up to make the hit. Italy being called on to make the tackles here. Ito comes through. Hirose, Ueda. Oh, he's done well to stay on his feet and have a second bite at the cherry. Then another quick pick. 7th phase. Ito. Oh, he's got lightning feet, and then look at this. Hirose gets through. Matsunaga. Well, that was all about the pace of the ball that came from Ito. The service from the young fly half is exquisite, but the break from Hirose and Matsunaga with the finish. 7 tries in 17 League One matches last season, a slightly slower rate this season, but when he's clocking them in for the national side, well, who cares? Second one on the board, Japan take the lead.
Wonderful team try from Japan. You could see the organisation. The ball carrier at all times has so many options, making it so hard to defend from Italy.
The tackle they asked about, the player was bent, so there's no foul play, and there's a late fall by the Japanese ball carrier as well, so no foul play.
Yeah, that was on like 6, I think.
It was on the far side, no foul play.
Well done.
I went to air on that one.
10 seconds.
The converts his own score. Japan up 14-7.
Great identification there from Hirose. Knowing who was across from Zambonin, who just couldn't get his hand to him. Picks out that gap. And again, options around the ball carrier all times, and they're able to finish under the posts.
Of course, Wales came to Japan last summer. It was 1 win apiece in the end of the 2-test campaign. But they were certainly startled by Japan and the pace at which they play. And they love to do it in front of the home fans. And it's just a taste of what Italy are recognising perhaps in this opening quarter. Saito working beautifully alongside Ryonosuke Ito. As you mentioned earlier, Sung-Shin Lee having an operation. Jones resisting the call to bring in Yamasawa or Rukia Matsuda, the Toyota Verblitz fly half. Galbisi eyeing up the bomb. Chase from Ioane on the ball, skips loose. Needed a hurry clearance, and that will do very, very nicely. He's showing incredible composure for a young man on the biggest stage.
Absolutely he is. You know, gathering the ball, getting his boot to it. The kick mightn't have been textbook clearance, but it did enough, didn't it? Actually, he's not one that's too unfamiliar with kind of driving the ball down low to get the ball to where he wants it to go a little bit quicker. Yeah, and he absolutely looks at ease at this level.
Just a knock-on advantage, Lion, just a knock-on advantage.
Nicola Canone inviting the tackles on. Older of the two brothers, of course, was Italy's starting second row through that Guinness Men's Six Nations. Another big aerial one, but that's ideally wanted it a couple of metres shorter just to fall outside the 22, but with it falling inside, it's an easy one. Call the mark and clear the lines.
Galbisi happy to let this line-out battle continue. Good challenge there from Japan, but just knocked it on in the end. But like coming up against Canone and the young Zambonin, like Zambonin really determined to make this line-out, this Italian line-out his own and have a really high stake in it. And with new coach Sergio Parise in there, very exciting time for the Italian line-out.
Di Bartolomeo, 16th start in 24 matches this season, including try-scoring appearance off the bench against Wales, a brace against Chile on his last start for the Azzurri. Stephen Varney is happy to push Di Bartolomeo on, as long as they're getting a good result out of this maul. Now he's been given a call, although it continues to come round the corner. Tackle is made, and Italy have it now. He wants Fischetti there as an option. Oh, another big collision on Canone, that time from Gunter.
Clear access, boys, clear access.
That's a little better from Varney.
Back off White.
But it is there. Matsunaga, well, he thought about chucking it, saw the threat on the outside from the advancing Italians, so keeps it in. Saito pops it up. Nobody seems to be wanting to engage in those first tackles. They're all just standing off before they engage. Naito Saito, of course, playing behind Antoine Dupont. Paul Groh, as well, as got slightly ahead in the pecking order. What a place to be learning.
Oh yeah, no. If they manipulate their body, you're not offside.
It's great for Japan to have a player from not just one of the best leagues in the world in top 14, but a team like Toulouse and that environment, that winning environment. To have him come back into this squad and bring those learnings, bring that experience. In Naito Saito.
Break from Lorenzo Canone. Ball back in field for Ioane, but he was well spotted. Nice from Lamaro, good pace. But now, it's just a loose ball that Ishida will prey on. Faisal, he's got a lot of work to do. 3 Japanese players hunting him down. Faisal with a good clearance, but it's going to be a quick line out taken by Japan. They will want to keep the tempo up. Ito sends it back down the same channel. They've got a bit of aerial ping-pong.
Clear the space.
Faisal's come steaming in for this. Oh, he got hands to it, but he couldn't hold it, and it's been played away. And Japan coming forwards. Shimakawa, Saito sensing that there might be a bit of a broken defensive line to try and attack.
Not you, him. Tucker's gonna roll. Put
Ito, Matsunaga joining the line. That's a really good steal, is it?
Ball down, you're good. Over here, Jacqueline, you've got on the ball, but the tackler needed to roll.
Italy being caught on the wrong side, not rolling away, despite a couple of good interventions. Japan profiting well from the scraps, the crumbs as they call them, from those high balls.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, looking really well organised, but they seem to be offering a lot of kind of passing options around the ball carrier. And if you're expecting the ball, it means you're not expecting to ruck. And if they continue to do that, and they were lucky they had penalty advantage here because that was a super turnover from Italy there. Just recognising that the support from Japan around the ball carrier is that step a little bit further away. So just right here, recognises no one around, spots the gap. What a turnover from Zambonin.
Sometimes at international test rugby, you almost forget that from a penalty you can go for the post, because we don't see it so much anymore. Everybody kicking into the corner, but Japan saying, well, actually from here, Takura Matsunaga could just open up a 10-point advantage. And he will. Attacking intent we love to see, but game management is also critical. Michael Leach watches on among the replacements. And of course, he's captained his country 41 times in 92 caps. He will look to come on later. But Japan 17, Italy 7. Faisal looking to get into Hawkins, but did well.
Again, Saito. Maybe he's enjoying the line-out battle himself, is he? Happy to let them go for it. The thing as well with Italy, you know, they've got so many players playing in the different leagues, Premiership, URC, Top 14, and finishing at different stages. Some of these players had holidays, some of them haven't. They only got together in the last week and have had to forget all their own line-out calls and put together all the new ones. Big task, but it means it leads itself to simplicity, and they seem to be getting that right so far.
Varney. Brex. Oh, and this is going to work for Ignacio Brex. Did well, got a little ricochet, but it sat up for him. Now Ioane. Edge of the 22. Fischetti bounced once, stayed in the fight. What a season Fischetti's had with Northampton Saints. Lamaro. Up again for Ottambina, the new man on debut for Italy. Ottambina's last taste of victory was 3 months ago with Zebre. Certainly like to be part of an Italian side that come to Tokyo and get a result.
There's a knock on there, guys. Come back. No advantage. Wide offside.
Penalty Italy. Now you wonder here if they're going to back their line out and drive an option.
Okay. I've got some comms there saying there's a bad on his shoulder.
Warner Jones getting the communication in.
Such a towering figure, isn't he, Warner Jones? Having to lean onto his knees.
Wait till they're down, then go.
To speak to the referee, but
Blue, let's go, boys.
Japan now, you know, they're sensing that they're, you know, can be a little bit in control. They've taken their advantage well in terms of converting their possession into points. So being offside in defence then is kind of a common penalty to give away, because you're kind of getting a bit so excited. You want to shut down that Italy defence to make sure that they don't come in and destroy the party that you've just started. You've got to keep that discipline.
Zamanin brings it down. Gallagher Prem finalist for the Exeter Chiefs, of course, in the side with Fischetti, who came off the bench that day in London. Varney almost opened up down the short side for him if he'd have had a look. Now then, Ioane shoved to the ground. Ueda in there. Into the middle they go again. Di Bartolomeo. Varney on for Riccione. On his way from Saracens to Perpignan, of course. That's nice from Brett. Oh, but that's not so nice from Tommy Allen. And Italy fluffing their lines when it matters most. Because they are without the likes of Simone Ferrari, Seb Negri, Pedrello, Tadaro, Zilocchi, Zuliani injured.
But they've stopped that really well.
And Giacomo Nakatera and Ange Capuozzo rested, having played late into the top 14.
Time off. Yo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't.
Hands on head time from Ross Vincent.
So I waited, gave the first call, second call I gave, and then he just didn't get it out.
But just look at those handling errors there, and you know, I was just singing Tommaso Allen's praises there about having a player like him, but just because you have 90 caps for your country doesn't mean that you catch the ball all the time.
It's you we have to blame, is it? Or that he can blame now?
Yeah, he can. Sorry.
Okay, water off, guys. We'll get going.
Commentator's curse.
Sunshine and showers over the course of the day in Tokyo. Just past 6 o'clock local time in the evening. But it is humid, 25, 26 degrees, so there's going to be plenty of sweat around, plenty of moisture on the ball.
Good work on the break feet, guys. Keep them on, please. Okay, time back on.
I wonder how that Italian fan is getting on in the crowd. We spotted one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Even though I thought we spotted two, but I think it was the same fella. He just found a wig.
Short in number in Tokyo. Oh, it's a penalty to Japan. Look at the celebration. Shuhei Takeuchi. Suntory Sungoliath, loose head. Or tired, I should say. He's got one against Fisichetti. Danilo Fischetti on this side.
Yeah. I'm sure they talk about that a lot, their pride in their set piece. I'm sure they talk about it so much, as any team would, but again, referencing that squeaky clean stat from the last time they played, their standards are very high at set piece time.
It is Takeuchi. Tyres maybe pumped up after the scrum, but wasn't able to get anywhere that time. Saito, Italian defensive line, came rushing up on that side, and now it's sitting in the air for Faisal. He was allowed to be tackled. He was trying to control the ball. And again, it's possession in the 22 for Japan, putting pressure on Italy aerially. And Malik Faisal, while he's shown such brilliant qualities through the under-20s in this area, not quite sitting up for him ideally so far in Tokyo.
Was hard with that bounce because it was difficult for him to get into the air as it was on the way up. And he's safe in the air there, but he just decided to stay on the ground.
Not the tidiest of line-outs. Lamoureux's tried to get forwards to get hold of it, but he's knocked it on in the process. So now, what can Hirose do? The man who got the break to set up the try for Matsunaga. Harada steps off the right, back into contact. Saito fancies it left side. Ito. Gunter. Bartolomeo bounced once, stayed in the tackle. Now it comes up for Shimakawa. Debut against New Zealand in 2022. Kanji Shimakawa. Ito, another one into the air. Another chase. Back off blue is the call, but Bretz gets his hands on it. Would have been right for the taking for Japan. Varney. Taken in by Kanone. Benetton, second row. Played 24 games, started 20 of them this season coming into this match. Clearance again, won't make touch, and Japan will very happily play with the pace. Oh, that's delightful. Ito, the footwork, the dart, left them absolutely for dead. Matsunaga, loose ball, Japan don't want to play that from being in an offside position in front of where it came from, but now it's with Ueda. This game is breaking up a little. That's not a great kick. That's right into the path of Malik Faisal, who will love to have a go. Faisal, little chip. Oh, cover was in the backfield. Ueda then given a chance to run. He met Di Bartolomeo after the attempted tackle from Varney. Pace of this, Anna Caplis. It's Ito who goes. Riley kicks through. Will this bounce into touch and give everybody a breather? It will. Oh, what a game.
I'm loving this battle. And yeah, it has gone a little bit helter-skelter, but you can just see everyone ready to put their name on it, put their boot on it. You know, when you've got players like Michele Lamaro ready to pounce on everything, young players in the wing like Faisal ready to be a bit brave. And Dylan Riley, who's such a threat, who scored 2 tries for Japan the last time these two met.
All the way up.
And they're all wanting to get in behind and put their boot on the ball and keep it a bit helter-skelter. I think they're enjoying it as well, as much as we are.
Oh, massive double hit. I don't know how much enjoyment there'll have been in that. Then that's been knocked on by Brex. Was that spotted by referee Nick Berry? Doesn't look like it was. It certainly came forward off Brex there in the number of bodies. You wonder whether that might be swept up. In the meantime, Italy are continuing. Natsunaga, oh, Faisal, superb take. Beginning to make amends now. Not the greatest service from Garbisi. Ueda just got one hand to that, somehow managed to snatch it into his chest. Takeuchi in for Takato Akabe.
Use that, please, 9.
Saito. Riley, almost protected by Ueda, who went up for the same ball. Anything to just keep Italy back in their half from Japan, who have had the lion's share of possession over the course of the 35 minutes we've seen.
Huge double hit there. Again, forcing the ball out of hand and for Scraps to pick up. Saito's a little bit frustrated with the distance he's getting on his box kicks.
Yeah, I'll bring him in.
He is sure to get it over
All the way up, Blue.
the touchline.
All the way up.
There've been more kicks looking for the touchline. They haven't found it, which have opened up this counter-attack for both sides.
Release! He's going to need a ground. Use that, please, 9. Out now, wide. No, still in, stay there.
Varney. Kanone.
No, don't touch him.
Brex again, that was nice, but it was just not forwards again. It's another handling error, proving to be so problematic for the Italians.
Got to release that. Yeah, thank you.
The jury not quite at the races.
Yeah, please, 9.
And again, Japan will put the pressure on, having to make a few tackles. I mean, just looking a few moments ago, Italy having to make 3 or 4 times as many tackles against the Japanese so far in this game. Such has been the possession.
What a kick.
Great kick from Varney. Didn't want to hang around.
Didn't even think about it, yeah. And you know, referee Nick Berry says straight away, he spotted it straight away. Not enough of a clear release, so you're allowing the supporting players access to protect the ball. So when you make that tackle, you have to show a clear release, and it was Harry Hawkins with his hands on the ground.
Someone has to drop. Okay, you come in, someone drops. Let's go, Blue.
Has to show a better picture than that, and Nick Berry spotted it straight away.
Okay, thank you.
To the tail they go. Barney always dummied left, now Garbisi, little midfield chip, the chase is back, Hirose. Oh, who got their hands to that? Menoncello, he looks to the skies, he doesn't look like he's got anywhere near it. It's well defended. Oh, it's close.
Oh.
Couldn't hold on to it though, could he?
You know, from this first 5 minutes where we had that Brexancello magic that went bang, 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 we were going, oh my goodness, it's going to be a long day for the opposing centres, but actually they've been dealing with it really well.
That's off a foot.
Him squirting out. Little unexpected for Varney, but he's looking at the options. He looks over to the right. The red and white hoops come advancing towards the Italians. How they would love another score before half-time. Just over a minute remaining of this first half. Allen keeps it alive. Menoncello. Just wonder whether he's got to back his physicality a little more against the Italians, against the Japanese, sorry. Released for Brex. A little more space for Lorenzo Canone. Italy's starting 8 through the Men's Six Nations. Brex has put that on a plate, held it up. Now Ioane invited to chase this. Did it come off Matsunaga on its way out?
There's the mark behind.
I think it did.
I believe that's off wide into touch, so it's going to be a blue throw.
Oh,
that'll do for Italy.
I think it touched the white man's chest. Thanks, mate.
Just see here. Oh, it did, yeah. He was trying to leave that go so that it could be obviously a Japan line out, but he tried to kind of guide it with his body and protect it, but just bounced up into his chest. That is the thing about a rugby ball. Can't ever fully predict where it's going to go. And
boys, come on up.
Italy in a really good position here as a result.
Italy ranked 10th in the world against Japan ranked 12th. Chance to get a second try here, having had such a dream start to this match. And this is the movement that they will want towards that line.
Still moving forward.
Nick Berry happy it's still going forwards. Now they shift, now penalty advantage. Gunter doing his best to hold the whole thing up, which means we'll have to come for the penalty.
Too wide.
Harada in from the side.
I don't know, it was a bit tight. I don't know. Then you've come down there. Too wide inside.
Italy really backing their maul here today. I mean, they've made huge meters off it already, further out the field, so.
Guys on the line, wait till he's touched.
But they're deciding for a tap on this occasion.
Well, they'll have to keep an eye on Stephen Varney because he's a pocket rocket himself, but he's going to pop it up for Di Bartolomeo. Warner Dern's in with the hit. Varney, oh, and they've gone for a little midfield line out.
No.
Comes to ground. It certainly absorbed perhaps a few more of the Italians than it did the Japanese. Now Varney, up for Ortambina. Man on debut, it's chopped down. Marco Riccione has Fischetti ready to accompany him into battle. Drives and goes to ground. Varney then with another look. Pops it up, Zambonin dances one in field, clock in the red. Italy could ill do with any of the handling errors that have plagued them over this first 40. Riccione, composure needed from Gonzalo Quesada's side now. Brex looking to just drive it himself, accompanied by Menoncello. Varney again, back in Di Bartolomeo. And again, Ioane fancied a chance to dance in the backfield. He pops it up. Nick Berry, I've no idea what happened. I think it was only a tackle, but we're back for another penalty. Offside against Takeuchi.
I love this, you know, like, there used to be a time when anytime there's a penalty in the 5 metre, just there wasn't even a conversation, just the kicker would take it.
Guys. So when that man comes to ground, he's allowed to be tackled before the maul starts. Guys are going for a shot.
Oh, and they've changed it every time, you know. And even though their initial line-out was impeded illegally, usually with that they'd go again. And like I said, there wouldn't even be a conversation before.
Oh, no, I don't reckon that's a more.
Japan conceding 3 penalties during that spell.
Because when that guy comes to ground, he's allowed to tackle before a maul starts.
Third one.
Yeah, but it needs to be
That's enough for Italy and Lamaro and Garbisi to say we'll have 3 points. You may just hear Nick Berry explaining one of the reasons those little line-out moments work is because you put a player into the air that can't be touched as they're in the air. But Nick Berry's saying, well, as they hit the ground, they're allowed to be tackled. They need to be available to be tackled and not blocked before the maul is engaged. So, technical detail.
20 seconds.
Technical detail, Nick, but also like milliseconds, absolute milliseconds of timing to tackle them before the maul is made.
Well, the half-time whistle is blown after Garbisi adds the 3 points. Japan are looking... They've spent 8 years waiting for a win against Italy. They talk about being in their first Tier 1 competition in this Nations Championship, and they have acquitted themselves well. 2 tries to 1, 12 points for Matsunaga, given he was one of the try scorers. Warner Dearns opened the account after Brex had got the first try on the board for Italy. In Tokyo, it's Japan 17, Italy 10 at half-time in the Nations Championship. Since 2018, and an Italian side ranked 10th in the world who will go on to play matches against New Zealand in Wellington, Australia in Perth through this month of July. You just wonder how much the weight of not being the underdog is weighing around the necks of this Italian side after that strong Six Nations campaign. They come in obviously slightly higher ranked than the Japanese. Expected to deliver here. Japan's last win was against Georgia last November in Tbilisi. 7 remain from that day. The rest of their Nations Championship, of course, a home match against Ireland in Newcastle, Australia. And then they're back to Tokyo after a 9,500 mile round trip to play the Six Nations champions, France, on the 18th of July. We were treated to a whole load of running rugby over that first 40. Story was largely about handling errors from the Italians. And former Irish back row Anna Caplis, talking just before we resumed, we were saying, you imagine Gonzalo Quesada has said, let's not get drawn into the Japanese way of playing that staccato quick tempo. Let's play some test match rugby out there.
Yeah, they've got to show, you know, that they want to be this consistent side and to back up their wins this year against Australia, England, Scotland, you know. They've got to beat teams like Japan, even in Japan's backyard, like they've done before. They want to be considered a consistent team and not go back into their shell. They've got to show that the Wales loss didn't shake them and that they can find a result here in Tokyo.
Straight back into a bit of aerial ping-pong. If anything, that slightly benefited the Japanese.
What a game he's having as well, young Ryosuke Ito at 10. Fearless, really enjoying himself. Playing right to the line, boot on ball, contestable kicks. We've been enjoying watching him, haven't we?
We have. Meiji University, highly prestigious private university, one of Tokyo's big 6. That's where Ryosuke Ito has been playing his rugby. Penalty advantage from the maul. They're certainly getting a much quicker go forward on their maul than we saw from Italy earlier. Hirose pokes it through. Not enough advantage from the penalty at maul time. Goes against Lorenzo Cannone. It's going forward at a rate of knots.
Yeah, we saw Italy go with their maul a couple of times, so nice to see Japan get in there. And there has been a lot of conversation with the ref, with each other, about these small margins at maul time, and there's a lot to choose from and a lot to get right and a lot to get wrong. So Japan getting the advantage from that one.
Well, we saw them opt for the posts from an earlier penalty, wondered if they might take that option again, but perhaps with the success of that latest maul, they said, well, how far into that 22 can you kick us, Ryunosuke Ito? That's how far. 9 metres out. Can the Japan line-out function with the likes of Hawkins and Derns in there? In fact, it's going to be Cornelsen at the front. They've had a penalty against Italy from that last maul. Italy seem a little lower, better defence that time. Hirose. Ball inside for Ueda. Shimokawa, oh, he left it. Matsunaga, not much on. He's going to play that for Ito. We saw the little quick step from Ito earlier, but...
You're on the ground, continuing to play it with your arm.
Oh, we've seen Dylan Riley chuck it away, but there was a penalty.
Ground, playing it with his hands, slowing it down.
Riley was hoping he was a little deeper than he was on the outside, wasn't he?
Coming towards you, Luke.
That inside ball to Ueda there is a really good idea, but what the forwards have got to do there is keep that maul fight going. If they know that the winger is looking for that ball in the inside to stop the Italian defenders getting out of that maul, so you've got to keep it going as Saito passes the ball away. But the Italian defence did get out and they did shut that down quite quickly. It was well read.
This one's even closer. Oh, and it's Derns at the front. Tackle in from Fischetti was critical to bring that down right at the source. Superb from the Italian prop. Now Takeuchi got one over on Fischetti at scrum time in towards the end of that first half. Cornelsen there for Saito. Hawkins. Volume goes up and they see the big hulking frame of the man earning his third cap. Saito. Gunter had to check his run. Ito. It's not going to quite come to the fly half yet because Derns is waiting for it. It's also going to be there for Mamoru Harada. Started and scored against the Maori All Blacks last week. Then it's Hawkins again, driving down towards that Italian line. 7-point advantage, not much on for Ito. Saito came to help out his friend, Hirose. Clattered. There for Saito again. Derns waits to the left. Takeuchi on his outside. Tackle comes in from Lamaro. Italian skipper Okabe. Okabe's last test was starting against England at the Allianz Stadium. He'd been rewarded having missed just one round of Japanese Rugby League One. Long campaign for the Yokohama Cannon Eagles. Now Ito. Oh, and he slipped the net again. Like an electric eel. Takeuchi didn't have the go-go gadget arms to reach the line. Back in. Careful of getting in their own way there as Harada goes to ground. Now a bit more width. Can Gunter find the line? Oh, he can! Ben Gunter gets Japan's third try. And that is a statement made by the home side. First score after the break.
The option there confused the Italian defenders. They weren't sure which of the towering figures lining up was going to get it, and Ben Gunter just skipping in and out, even though there were eventually 3 Italian defenders on him, was able to fight enough to get the ball safely on the ground without an Italian defender's hand underneath it.
Did just wonder if the obstruction on the way might be looked at, but conversion is good. Play goes on. Michael Leitch warming up down on the sideline. 24 points to 10.
Oh, a great fight from Gunter to get that down. You know, frustration there from Cannoni. Can hardly believe that this is how they, I'm sure the conversation they had at half-time, this isn't how they envisioned the second half starting, but great patience from Japan in that 5 meter, and again to come away with something from all the possession that they've had.
Reminder that Italy are without the likes of Nicotera, Capuozzo, Simone Ferrari, Seb Negri. They are missing a few big stars.
But those absences, Nick, you know, and Gonzalo Quesada has spoken about it, he's picturing a World Cup pool stage where he needs multiple options in each position. And he doesn't want, and you know, he said this in interviews and media, he doesn't want to be giving new caps in a World Cup stage. And as massive as the Nations Championship is and how exciting this competition is, this is still where you need to blood those young players, give them these test opportunities, and then come a World Cup, you're a more robust squad, confident players, they make their mistakes here, they make their learnings here. Overall, with those absent players, you've got confident players coming in, pushing them, making them better as well on their return.
Well, Gonzalo Quesada has sought to make some changes. Gianmarco Lucchesi, man who plays his rugby at Toulon alongside Garbisi and Brex on the replacement hooker, as is Ross Vincent, Exeter Chiefs man. 14 starts across all competitions for Ross Vincent. Missed the Six Nations campaign through injury. His last test for Italy was South Africa last November, having started in the win against Australia for Italy the week before. But look at that, second half possession, 81% to Japan. Extraordinary over the first 9.5 minutes. Free kick, Japan.
Italy front row just closing the space too much for Nick Berry's liking.
Ita. I mean, historically, Japan, one of the shorter sides in the world. We know how they took on the South Africans in that famous game in Brighton in 2015. Was all about playing the ball low, taking it away from the big South African boys. Well, they're certainly backed themselves aerially now. Plenty of high balls to cause problems for Italy. Ito. Rifle quick service again. Step and go from Ishida, but he's got himself isolated.
Lightning quick reactions from Faisal there. Initially I didn't think he got on the ball, he was only around the hips, but kept his hands fighting and showed that good picture of actually getting on the ball. Did so really legally and really technically well.
Well, there's a big Japanese bear prowling the sidelines.
What an icon.
A true icon, and the reaction that he will get from the Japan fans as he replaces Kanji Shimakawa. Michael Leach onto the field for a 93rd cap. You'll hear the cries of Leach whenever he gets involved. Led the Brave Lupus to consecutive League One titles last season, fell at the quarter-final stages this time around. Faisal really well taken. I think Ishida might have got winded in the process. Cannoni. Varney looking at the options, out the back from Brex. Garbisi, oh, he's just coughed it up for Riley. Oh, but Leach couldn't get hold of it. Oh, pressure from Japan causing the error. And I think the ultimate call is a scrum to Italy.
Great.
What a steal from Derns.
Great steal at the line out there. Derns watched it all the way, and you know, I blame both of us for this now. We first of all praising Tommaso Allen, now Michael Leach, these legends of the game, and for both of them handling errors, but it just shows the pace of the game that they've come into for both of those players. You know, you have to be switched on straight away, hands up, ready to go.
Kipe Ishida just needs a moment here. Went up for that high ball. The man is nicknamed the Japanese Colby. Oh, he got a knee to the sternum, didn't he? Or perhaps, as I said at the first point, I think he got winded.
I think he called it, Nick, straight away. Being winded is one of the most debilitating things that can happen to you on a rugby field when all the air gets knocked out of your lungs. But it's, you know, it only takes a minute and you can recover really well from it. But in that instant, it really knocks you, really shakes you. And
your life flashes before you, doesn't it?
Absolutely. But one thing you were saying about, you know, Japan and the player profile, and you know, they're smaller in stature, but one thing I certainly remember from playing against Japan, and it was true in the women's side of the game as well, you know, that kind of shorter players, they have a wonderful low sense of gravity. They're so strong close to the ground, and they put in fierce physical tackles. And I feel like I've been tackled harder by Japanese players than I have by anyone else because of that really strong low profile that they have. Technically fantastic for rugby.
Penalty Italy. It's Marco Riccione who's just taking a moment. First appearance since the November loss to South Africa, on his way to Perpignan from Saracens. Missed the Guinness Men's Six Nations due to injury. And from that penalty, it'll be Tommaso Allen.
Good bit of reffing to be done at scrum time as well, isn't there? Really small technicalities. Whose arm is up, whose shoulder dips. I think Nick Barry's been reffing it really well.
Zambonin brings it down. News yesterday that Zambonin's re-signed with Exeter Chiefs until 2028. Sergio Parise, his idol, well, he now gets to work with him. Zambonin talking about taking a risk to go into Exeter after injury and some family problems. That came off the boot, did it? No. Resigned look of frustration on the face of Stephen Varney. Plays alongside, of course, Zambonin and Vincent at Exeter Chiefs. He knows he's better than that.
Thought it might have come off the boot here, but oh, and then the fingertips on it. Yeah, good call. Very unlucky when the ball is bobbling around at the back of the ruck for the scrum halves. That's why ball presentation is so important, getting it clean for the scrum halves who have such a key job there to deliver the ball. And you know, you just feel that Italy, this was kind of their moment to turn it slightly and start to get back into this, because Japan have been kind of really in control of this, really enjoying their attack, turning it over in defence, forcing those errors. So Italy have got to figure this one out. And they've got another opportunity here.
Varney with the free kick. Lorenzo Canone. Menoncello, the pass was picked out. Faisal suggesting knock on. Nick Berry says knock back. Derns. Lucchesi trying to get right over that. Leach is there. He will be an enforcer around that ruck that not too many will choose to take on. Saito into the air. Sending Ishida after it, Faisal. Super. He was brought in from the under-20s for his aerial game, and now Allen, Ioane. Little ball back inside for Zambonin, who was falling over the body of Harada. Fischetti, Canone. Looking to just delay that pass. try and find the holes in this Italy. Well, that looked like it might have been a bit of a high shot from Gunter on Menoncello. Menoncello has made the most of it. Will this be looked at in the background? You suspect it will. Fischetti in the meantime. Brex trying to break through, just needed somebody on the shoulder. Italy just a pace perhaps behind where they need to be, but this I think is going to be the call on this shot on Menoncello. Gunter.
Yeah. Shoulder not allowed for the defender to approach any area of the attacker ball carrier like that, so referee will certainly have a look at it. I think the referee had a look. The injured player on the ground was happy that he was receiving attention and the play was continuing the other way. As soon as it swung back this way, and you can see the frustration on Garbisi's face, thinking that, oh, we had an opportunity here, but not when you're running over medical staff on the floor.
Hayate Eda coming on for Harada and Keijiro Tamefsa on for Shuhei Takeuchi. Are we expecting this to get more of a look, or is that contact through the chest and a rugby incident, Anna? Quesada obviously thinks it's worthy of investigation.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's funny because he's holding his neck, he's holding his kind of collarbone. I think they'll have to have a look on it. And for Gunter in defence there, I think, you know, I always say this to the taller players, you have to work harder than everybody else, because the rules state, you know, and especially if you're up against players who are shorter than you or whatever.
No clear foul play on that last tackle.
Okay.
It's on the chest, the head whips forward, and the player is bent as well.
Okay, there
we
go.
Ian Tempest has come through with the view from the TMO. Foul play review officer would be Andrew Jackson, but it is no foul play.
It is a good description. The contact was made. I did feel Gunter is maybe a little bit high, especially going with how hard, you know, all squads have been working to try and drop their height in defence, but it is a good description that his head then comes forward on impact, so his neck then does make contact with Ben Gunter's shoulder.
The whiplash nature of it certainly made it look pretty tough, but on we go. Japan leading 24-10, 14-point advantage. The biggest win against Italy was by 17 points. Plenty left in this one, of course. Penalty Italy. It's another one on the front row despite the changes. Era and Tamefsa unable to stop the rot that has started to very much flow in the way of the Azzurri. Alessandro Fusco is warming up, ready to replace Stephen Varney.
Just seeing that scrum replay there, Okabe's shoulder just dips just that fraction earlier than his blue jersey opposite, which is what the ref called it on.
Good take by Zambonin. Lucchesi bagged a brace of tries against Stade Francais in the top 14 in March. He'd love to be dotting one down at the back of this ball if it were to go all the way. Varney has a look. Now uses the call from the referee. Brex low and hard. Lamaro. Leach involved in the tackle. Lucchesi. Brex again. Menoncello recovered from that hit. Japan bodies on the wrong side and they are going to get pinged. Leach is one of them. Then he can get himself out of there. Niccolo Canone. Zambonin was well tracked by Dylan Riley, but Italy still have the penalty advantage. Brex put the little dink through. Ioane's chasing after this. Is this going to be Ioane with a score? Nope. Come back for the penalty. Given the lack of conversion in the entries to the 22, do Italy have to look for another 3 points here? Or actually, given the scoreboard, does it need to be 7?
No, I think going for 3 here is actually a nod to Japan. I'd almost, if I was in a Japanese jersey here and they took the 3 points, I'd be like, yeah, it's because they know they can't score. So I think Italy have got to step up here. This is the team they want to be. They've got to be able to convert, especially with a scoreline like this. Try zone. I also think that Japanese defence was a little bit skinny and Italy went one phase too many before getting it out. I want your backs there, the Italian backs, to be demanding that ball.
Well, it's debutant time for Japan. Sojiro Otsuka coming onto the field and Mike Stolberg. 2 rookies into the action. And the first thing they're going to have to do is join a defensive line from an Italian quick tap. This is Lucchesi. Went for it and went over the top. Now it's there for Brex. Released out the back. Garbisi. Ioane wrestled to the floor by Michael Leach. Varney again. Lamaro. Oh, it's been knocked forwards again at the base. In fact, with the advantage, Warner Derns is going to give it away to Ito. And they're going to see what they're going to do with this. Hirose will wallop it away. Look at the meters he's got on that. Goodness me. Well, 1 minute Italy knocking on the door. And as we tiptoe into the last quarter of the match, it's Japan. 3 tries to 1 up. Back in the Italian half.
What a clearance kick, what a turnover of opportunity there, and when the ball popped up there into Ito's hand after the turnover, it looked like he was about to kick it himself, but just had the confidence. No, I don't have enough space, pop it up, and what a clearance from Hirose just outside him. And yeah, you're right, all of a sudden we're talking about how Italy should be converting those 5-metre opportunities, and now they're back in their own half.
Well, Stephen Varney's shaking their head. They could ill afford that knock on at the base. Second one. In a matter of 10 minutes, he will be hugely frustrated, no doubt. Mohamed Hassan comes on then for Riccioni, Mirko Spagnolo for Fischetti. Changes made by Italy as Vincent wins that line out. Can the new players, can the new men bring a change in fortunes? Brex seemed to be the only man who was crossing the gain line from that Italian back line. He is the one who makes way for Leonardo Marin. Had 2 starts during the Guinness Men's Six Nations against Ireland and France. Marin scored off the bench against England. Oh, and Derns, that's superbly done by the skipper. Japan a chance on the front foot. Saito dummies Leach. Ito, where's the space? Oh, he thinks he's spotted it in behind Ioane. That's a really intelligent kick. Playing like a man with 20 caps, not a man earning his first.
Just every part of this, you know, the ambition there, the pluck from the air, the fumble and the regather from Derns. As well, the attack from Saito and the ball transfer. He puts it into his left hand, making the Italian defence he's going to run. Puts it into 2 hands, is he going to pass? Pops it up to Ito, turns. And Ioane, who is such a massive figure in this year's Six Nations, scuppering back like he's totally lost.
Oh, it's a lost line out for Italy. Where are the Azzurri? They certainly haven't showed up in Tokyo so far. Saito, Derns, Italy are ripe for the taking here as Japan go in search of a 4th try and the bonus point. New man on the field, Tamefsa. Vincent grabbing him round the ankles. Then it was up for Hayate Era. Gunter went quickly but well repelled. Ito, knowing that Saito wasn't there, looks at the options. What's the option? It's Michael Leach. Saito's back there now. Switch of play. Ito has got the footwork. Certainly not someone that Mohamed Hassan will want to be seeing now. Leach twists and turns, rolls through one, gets clattered in the process. Late arrival, the timing was perfect. Still with Japan as they build. 5 metres out. Riley to the left, options back to the right. They've got some space here if they can use it. Hirose, brilliantly scragged by Marine. Derns, they need to settle this down again, Japan, and they do so. Misses Otsuka for Temefsa, tackled by Lamaro. Ito, dummy on the outside, little short ball in the end it was. For Ueda. Can't quite find a hole in this Italian line, and my goodness me, another huge shot on Otsuka, who's sent back. Then Leach, the current captain, to the former captain. Era, ducking and diving. Saito says, get round the corner. This is where we need the numbers. Derns nearly managed to free the hands. Saito wants them round that side where he's sending Temefsa. Back in, Otsuka. Turns 22 tomorrow. It'd be a lovely early birthday present, wouldn't it? Leach. Oh, that's loose from Michael Leach. Then it's lost forwards from Ioane. Went backwards from Japan. And everyone will take a breather. Japan on the front foot, but this time finding it hard to break down this side, but 6-2 bench will come into play. Tienan Costley coming off the bench, replacing Ben Gunter, who's got through a lot of work. Got the first try of the second half, the only score we've seen so far since the break. Born in Thailand, Ben Gunter, grew up in New South Wales, went to Brisbane Boys College, alma mater of the likes of Will Genia and James Horwell. Got 3 tries in 4 games, Canada, USA and Australia last year, but he's got another one. How he hopes it is a score on a winning legend. Costley onto the field then. Talk about Tienan Costley being a hybrid player. Played fullback as a boy. He is a Japanese League One champion. You can just see he's come onto the flank over on that far side. Blind side to replace Gunter. Plays for Kobelco Steelers. 19 starts for them over the course of their league-winning campaign. Started against the Maori All Blacks last week. It's been a bit of a lottery at scrum time.
Really important scrum for Japan here as well. After all that pressure, Italy's defence just pulling left and right, and they're so exciting in that 5 metre as well, aren't they? So to have the chance to relaunch here, the scrum has got to be really clean, set the backs free. Penalty.
Penalty, Japan, and Warner Derns wastes no time in pointing to the sticks. They want another 3 points on the board. Ito is there, or will it be Matsunaga? Yeah, the fullback coming in then.
You know, the forwards have been working really hard when they pop up to this from the scrum and point straight to the posts. Good leadership from Warner Derns is absolutely right. There was an awful lot of physical work going on there to take 3 points from that. With the scoreline, shows the maturity as well of this Japan squad.
14 points in the game so far for Takuro Matsunaga. These 3 for a 17-point advantage. They like the look of it, and the flags are raised. Japan lead Italy by 17 points. If it stays this way, it would equal their biggest ever win against the Azzurri. They've won just one of their last 6 test matches. How big would this be? Favretto on for Cannoni. Italy are in trouble here. Oh, and Italy, in fact, are choosing to play. Tommaso Allen looked to give them the go forward. Fusco. No matter how much you play, if you're going to give away the handling errors, it'll just come to nothing. Got to try and improve the accuracy in that area. It's a better line from Marin. Lucchesi, Garbisi delaying it. He just found the big man in Leach. Penalty Italy. Italy having to put the tackles out there.
Just over 10 minutes as well now for Italy to make a mark. Their confidence might be shaken, they're feeling a little bit down, tired maybe, you know, this whole thing of arriving within a week and trying to get everything right, but, you know, this is it, this is the challenge that they're in. Quesada spoke about not wanting to waste opportunities or, you know, waste time on this tour, that they've got to get stuck in straight away. Well, this is it, the closing moments of the game, and the height that Vincent is getting there in the line out is so impressive, but just turned it over, and Japan are back in the ball, and it's not the ambition that Italy have coming here.
Extraordinary, isn't it? Second half possession has still been around the 60% mark for Japan, and no wonder when they're able to profit from such disconnection from the visitors. Set piece all over the place is becoming a bit of a lottery. Ioane. Leach all over Cannoni. Garbisi. Oh, they put it up for Manoncello, but he's knocked it on. And it's testament to the line speed, isn't it, of the Brave Blossoms? Because the sorts of plays that Italy were creating for themselves during that Six Nations, that fluidity, that space they were able to make, it's just not there. Japanese line speed is shutting everything down.
Shutting everything down. They've identified these, you know, massive threats that Italy have all over the park, and all Six Nations were so formidable. Japan seem to have done massive homework on it. They've earmarked that centre partnership so well. I actually thought that ball went backwards, but obviously it came off the head of the Japanese defender, and geez, Italian handling errors. They've got to get that right. I mean, you know, we talk about the simplicity, we're talking about the simplicity of Italian. If you're the Italian attack, the Italian, you know, way of playing, that is your error count in a test match. You've got an awful lot more homework to do.
17-4. That is remarkable.
So many of them, a lot of bobbling around balls and kind of, you know, being under pressure at breakdown time, but so many of those handling errors coming right at the line. And you're right, due to Japan's line speed, but also reading the game really well. Again, I refer back to those first 5 minutes where Manoncello, made 3 breaks? Started to feel a little bit worried for Japan after those opening few minutes, that they weren't picking out the right players to defend, but since then, maybe they were listening. Maybe the message got through to them. Clearly that's how they've been preparing. They've done so excellently, this defence.
Scrum started to wheel, but Japan able to use it. Lovely kick into a bit of space. It's not going into touch. Saito has it. Hirose on the shoulder. Or Saito, is he eyeing up a drop goal here? It's not going to trouble the uprights. And instead has it just offered a bit of space for Garbisi to attack into. Now Manoncello. Japan keep control of it though. Kick through didn't work. Hirose wallops it back. He's only found Ioane over the halfway line into the big frame of Otsuka. Have they got numbers down this side? Oh, that's a lovely big ball to Tommaso Manoncello. It was forwards. Nick Berry right in line. Better continuity from Italy. But that's quite clear.
Better continuity, and I actually thought that Marin that made that pass. Just about to say he did really well to kind of hold his feet and straighten up to give the pass, and then it seemed to travel forwards out of his hands, but he re-accelerated to almost block it and go in front of that ball himself. I was about to say, wow, he did that really well, but no fooling Nick Berry or his assistant referees on Italy. Just cannot pull it together. It was always going to be a challenge here in Tokyo with this home crowd that are so passionate, so vocal.
The benefit of having played the Maori All Blacks a week ago as well.
Definitely, and they were so disappointed to really marginally lose that one. But pulled out a lot of character in this side, which they are showing tonight.
3 tries to 1. And most importantly, since that penalty, of course, more than 2 converted tries ahead. The victory is edging nearer. What manner will the victory take? It's another great kick. Could this be a 50-22? It's going to sit up and avoid the whitewash. Oh! Tommaso Allen exemplifying what we've seen from the Italians. He slices it off the outside of the boot, and you sense if there was a white flag they could wave, Italy might just do so.
Oh dear Lord, oh, it's so smart. He picks out the little square at the back there. I don't know what the rule is here. If the ball knocks off the flag at the top of the corner pole, what does that mean? And Japan get their 5-meter line out anyway. But you know, you're talking about Eddie Jones, and he said, you know, making these statements like, we want to be the team to watch, we want to be the most exciting team. First of all, he's not wrong in saying that, because remember in 2015 they were exactly that, so he's not pulling it out of nowhere. And then when you see what he's been working with these last few weeks, how they've been selecting this squad, preparing this squad, I dare say he's not, you know, he's not exaggerating maybe, Nick.
Japan going in search of the 4th try and the bonus point. There's still time for them to get more. Derns. Oh, and starts driving to the other side, sensing the weakness in that maul. Was closest to this touchline. Change at scrum half, by the way. Itsuki Kamimura is onto the field, and Japan show that they are capable of a handling error themselves, even if it's been their opponents that have dominated that area.
I was just going to say, I was so shocked with that handling error just now, because they've been so good in this area, and the 5 meters so clinical, options everywhere, attacking the ball, taking it at pace, and also wide flat passes, you know. And scrum half looking up needs to know exactly where to put it. So flat, deep, is the player moving? Is the player static? And if that measurement is slightly out, an annoyed looking Sergio Parisse in the crowd there. If those measurements are slightly out, we see, yeah, like this ball bouncing off the chest. Delivery too fast, too powerful against a player who's moving forward.
Do it again.
So frustrating for Japan, but not as frustrated as we see Italy's new line-out coach, Sergio Parisse there, shaking his head. Hugely disappointing for him. I know that they felt like time wasn't on their side while preparing for this, but I don't think that that can be an excuse on this occasion. Handling errors, misconnection, not being able to find something else in them in this second half is going to be very disappointing for them.
threatening the short side. Nice idea from Fusco. Needed someone with him. Garbisi steps in. Lorenzo Canone. It's been one of the brighter lights for Italy. He's carried well whenever he's been asked to. Oh, and then the offload is away, and it's to absolutely nobody. Costly's there. Gets it up for Cornelson. Got new quick feet on with Camimera. Another man making his debut. Man with 22 on his back from the Kobelco Kobe Steelers. Penalty, Japan. Now, will they opt for 3 points, which could tip towards a record score against Italy?
I really feel for Italy, you know. Oh, just even that offload there, looking for a teammate, looking for someone else to take on the ball, carry it forward, just goes to nobody. Nobody coming into that space, but I cannot take away from how fantastic Japan have been this evening.
Well, Ryunosuke Ito, one of those who's just drilled the ball into the corner. They know there's a fourth try and bonus point to go after. Hayate Era will dry it, get it ready to put in. Just 4 starts out of 12 at club, with Malcolm Marks behind him. Now here they come again. It was loose, but it was preyed upon. Japan 3 meters out. Camimera. Option with Derms. Leach back in the position to the right. Italy trying to spoil as best they can. Japan have had the run of things in Tokyo. Italy unable to hold the ball for most of the game. Possession and pressure telling. 3 tries on the board. Can they make it 4? Leach looks. The pick. Oh, now is there room here? Turtled over the line. It's held up. Great defensive effort. Super from Leonardo Marin.
And good discipline from Italy as well.
Clearance. Faisal got a hand to it. That was very nicely done. Marin was there. It's been bright since he's come on.
And the Faisal aerial battle has been really good. We've got a taste of what's to come for him as a player.
Favoretto also getting involved since he's come on. Oh, the numbers there, Italy trying to make it work. Oh, and is that the turnover? Not quite. Oh, the pressure, Leach has got hold of it, sends it backwards. Clock is into the red, Costly gets it away. Ito, where's he off to? He loses it backwards. It's kicked downfield. The knock-on will be the final moment of the match. Japan shock the Azzurri to claim their first win against Italy since 2018 and just their 3rd of all time. Captain present and captain past congratulate each other, and they equal their biggest winning scoreline by 17 points. Italy's story was one of handling errors. They may not have had as much time together to prepare, but the Nations Championship waits for no man. They've a huge test to bounce back for against New Zealand in Wellington next weekend, while Japan will head to Newcastle, Australia, but it finishes in Tokyo. Japan 27, Italy 10. Well, it's a win for the team invited to represent the Southern Hemisphere in the Japanese. What a performance, Anna Capeless.
Delighted for Japan. Across the board, you know, and with debutants and, you know, a Japan League One final, brilliant final just a few weeks ago, and they put together some really nice warm-up fixtures for Japan XV. They're off the back of an under-23 tour where you see some players being drawn from that. And talk about becoming one of the most exciting, you know, teams in this championship that everybody wants to watch, in the words of Eddie Jones. But that is a good start if that is how it's going to result. And just think, Warner Durns there, and then you see on your screen there Michael Leach coming in to back that up. This new generation of Japanese rugby. They've certainly brought out a really shaken side of Italy tonight. They pushed them. It shows massive maturity for Japan. Again, like we say, to all the possession that they've had before and were never able to convert it, it's exactly what they did tonight. They're a mature side, smarter side, some of the best tight five in